MJ, welcome to Alive and Well. It's just so good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you. You guys, I was just on her podcast, and we'll link that below so you can check it out. But if you guys listen to this show and you love to learn about your body and your nervous system and your emotions and all of the things that we talk about here, she's another great teacher for you if you haven't met her yet. So go there. But her book just came out. I don't know when you're listening to this, but it came out a couple of months ago in real time as we record. And I kind of want to start there because it's called How to Cry, which I love. And I guess I want to share a little bit about why this title hits me. And then I kind of want to ask you how it came to be and tell us a little bit about the book. But if you guys have listened to this show for a while, you might have heard this story. But for so long, I was like, I thought I was the chillest person on earth. I'm like, man, I'm so chill. I never yell. I never get angry about anything. And then I started to like learn about myself. I was like, oh, like you are not, in fact, as chill as you think you are. You're just so good at suppressing and avoiding and denying anything that might be disruptive or uncomfortable. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like lean into this. I see the value. I want to be able to feel like my emotions. Like I didn't cry at books. I didn't cry when I watched movies. I just never cried. And I remember going up to my husband one night, like the kids were asleep, and I'm like, this is like super weird, but I'm gonna try to cry more. And like, so if we're like watching a movie and like, or we're having a discussion and I'm really upset or angry or hurt, like instead of holding it in like I've been doing as long as you've known me and before, I'm gonna like practice letting myself cry. So can you like not be weird about it and just let me do that? And he's so gracious and kind, and he was. But I needed your book 10 years ago to learn how to cry because I didn't know.
Girl, same.
Mm,
I was not the crier.
yeah.
I was so shut down. So I like, um, I went through I like to say I went through a period of cosplaying A-type. Like I'm not naturally that way, but I just saw how the world was set up and I was like, I
I'm a
gotta
cry.
start
For
being
sure.
like this or else I am going to fail.
Yeah.
So like I started doing all the things. I got a planner. I was like color coding stuff. I got into university, ended up dropping out because I was cosplaying. And then I got into a post grad for osteopathy, ended up dropping out again like 4 months before I was going to graduate again because I was cosplaying. So I was like trying to live this person and this personality and this type that I wasn't. But throughout the whole thing, I was going through like immense, big life trauma, big T trauma stuff. Like I grew up with a dad addicted to opiates, super abusive, ended up losing my big and only brother, only sibling in a car accident. And then my dad relapsed again and then he killed himself. And like my first sexual assault was when I was like 4 years old. Like it was like, it's almost laughable to be like, wow, how is that your first experience like on this planet in
Mm,
life? Like it was just like bad thing, bad thing, bad thing, bad thing, little bit of good thing. Your mom got you a horse, bad thing, bad thing.
wow.
Um, so obviously, and I'll just say like a lot of people have worse experiences than me. I'm not here to say that I had the worst childhood ever, but it was like bad. And I completely shut down. Like I had no idea where I was, who I was, what was going on. Like I was just completely out of it. I didn't even know what I was feeling. I didn't even like if you were like, what's going on in your body? I'd be like, I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I got older. This led to obviously the chronic illness symptoms. You start getting IBS, autoimmune stuff, POTS. And obviously I know there's like root causes that can be explored. I'm not here to say that like your emotions are the driver of everything to do with your physiological health. It's not. It does make them extremely worse though.
Yeah.
So that was kind of that's like my background in a nutshell.
Mm,
And also, I didn't cry for a really long time. And we have the research that shows that that's very bad for you. That's terrible for you.
yeah.
We should be feeling our emotions, but it's counterculture.
Yeah. It is.
It's counterculture than what we're taught. You're taught that crying is weak. We're taught that showing any form of an emotion we've deemed bad,
Yeah.
which is it's not bad to have any emotion,
Yeah.
but we've just called some of them bad because we think they're more painful, or we think if someone else has it, they're unsafe
Hmm.
because we haven't been taught the difference between an emotion and an action. Um, So, my book was sort of uh kind of like a I wanted everybody to just know that, like, it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel your emotions, and actually, here's all the research that shows that we should be doing this.
Yeah. I think sometimes those more uncomfortable emotions like anger or sadness or disappointment or what, like so often it's like it's in there, right? Regardless of whether we do something about it. So it's like it's already in there. It's having a massive impact. Let's take a look at what it might feel like to experience it and allow it to release. Um, because the alternative does have an impact on our health, and that's just not us standing on a soapbox. Like the science and the research supports that. But can you talk a little bit about like physiologically, like when we cry or when we are angry or when we are what have you, one, the impact of like what happens when we actually allow that to release and express, and the space it creates and everything else, and then also like on the other side of it, when we hold this stuff in, what is it actually doing to our body? Because it's not,
Mhm,
it's like this substance we cannot see or like grab, but
mhm.
it has so much power and energy.
Yeah, I mean, for your listeners or people who have listened to your show, in short, you could just say, feel allowing yourself to feel an emotion regulates your nervous system.
Yeah.
You take yourself through the full cycle.
Yeah.
Anyone who's cried knows you feel better after you cry.
Yeah.
Crying is, I mean, not to put it in a icky way, but like there's a liquid leaving your body, right? So we know that anytime another liquid is leaving your body, say you're peeing, pooping, whatever, you are detoxing.
Yeah.
It's the same with crying. So you are actually releasing stress hormone out of your eyes, which is wild. But we're also, depending on the type of crying you're doing, like you
Yeah.
could be in pain, you stubbed your toe, you might cry, you're going to release endorphins so that the pain's going to be less.
Yeah.
If you're in emotional pain, you could release oxytocin to help build connection with someone else, because we know in moments that are traumatic or emotionally traumatic, what is the difference between someone where that turns into like a big T trauma in their life or not?
Mhm.
Connection with another person. Did they have to face that and deal with it alone?
Yeah.
So, crying at its most base level has so much physiological proof that it's something that we're meant to do, and it's something that's really good in you. If you suppress a cry, your cortisol is going to go up. You
Yeah.
do that over and over and over again, you're going to be like, oh, why am I so stressed all the time? Um, and that's only just looking at crying. Something
Yeah.
like anger is the same thing. Emotions really are just energy. Anger's, you're probably it's going to physiologically manifest. It's just a lot of tension,
Yep.
a lot of tension. We've got the science in psychoneuroimmunology that links up um, a lot of anger with cardiac issues.
Yes.
My guess from that is just that we've got all these, your vascular system, a lot of them are like soft tissue. You take your fascia and you shrink wrap it around all those, you're probably going to be affecting
Yeah.
your arteries, your lymph, your heart. I don't know why that word wasn't coming to my mind. But all these soft tissue organs, like if you take your fascia and you constrict it around them,
Yeah.
they're probably not going to function so well. So you can take down any of this down to like the most basic physiological level and kind of start to piece together this picture that these emotions are actually really they're really meant to be felt,
Yeah.
and you cannot suppress them and think, oh, it's going to go away. Like, we again have the research that shows
Yeah.
if you suppress your anger over and over and over again, a common one with women is, I'm constantly saying yes to things that I want to say no to, and then I'm going to do the thing, feel really resentful about it, complain to my friends how much, like the number of times I've had to say to people in my life, wait, but didn't you say yes to doing that?
Mhm.
It doesn't make sense. I'm like, why are you so angry? Like, you signed the name.
Yeah.
But that causes like a lot of emotional turmoil for people, and things like that people pleasing linked to autoimmune condition.
Yes.
So it is, I don't remember what your question is, but I've gotten to the place now in this long rant where I'm just trying to prove that your emotions that you try to avoid or suppress in yourself show up physiologically. They manifest physiologically in your body, and it could be discomfort, a symptom, or even further down the line, disease.
Yeah. Yeah. So many chronic conditions, I think too. You'd be surprised how they're related, right? I remember you were talking about Dr. Gabor Mate when we were on your show. And in his book, The Myth of Normal, he references this study that was done where they brought in a group of people, and there's like two groups, right? So like the control group and I don't know what you call the other group. And one group was watching these really grotesque images, like people who had been in awful accidents or had like really horrible things happen to their body, things that would evoke an emotional response, right? And one group had to just like sit and have no facial, like their face couldn't change in any way. They couldn't make any sounds. They had to like suppress all emotion. And then the other group was encouraged to just emote naturally, right? Gasp, sigh, cover their mouth, close their eyes, like kind of squish up their face, whatever you would do in seeing something like that. And the whole time, both groups were wearing devices where they could measure like their heart rate and their breathing and all these different things. And it was just fascinating to see, like, in every person that was suppressing for 5 minutes, right? 10 minutes. I don't even know how long they did it. That they could track like elevated heart rates and cortisol levels and all these different things that happen in our body when we're not able to express how we're designed to express and release. It's fascinating.
Yeah, and think about the messaging we get. Like, you went to law school,
Yeah.
you worked in a very professional environment. Like, it's deemed unprofessional or inappropriate to have an emotion in most places,
Especially as a woman.
especially as a woman.
Mm.
I know men will be like, women are so emotional and forget that anger is an emotion. Like, sir, um,
Yes. Can we talk about anger for a minute?
yeah,
Because um, let's start here and then take it wherever you want to take it. I have so many women that I work with when it comes to anger, and they're like, "Oh, but I'm angry," and I'm like, "Cool. Like, show me or explain, tell me what that looks like for you." Well, like, my husband says something, and then I get so angry about it, and then I'll like journal and I go to sleep or like whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, so something came up in you, but like at some point there was something that you think is good for this anger, but it was actually suppressing the anger, right? Like maybe journaling just like kind of stuffed everything back down instead of activating or letting it release. Like I think there's a somatic component to feeling and releasing a lot of these emotions. Or talk to me about that.
yeah, definitely. If you've got anger, you're gonna have to do something with your body,
Yeah. Yeah.
period. Like, I write in my book, I will put on Kendrick Lamar and I go for a run.
Yeah.
It feels so good. I'm, like, so angry.
Yep.
Like,
Sometimes I'll just be like,
just walking around being like, "Get out my way, you know?"
yeah.
And, like, this is, like, let it out. I actually support the journaling thing. Like, that is a somatic practice because your mind and your body's connecting as you write
As you write.
or even type. Like,
But, like,
this is
rage
movement.
writing?
Rage, right, yeah, like, I think, like, let it out. I think it's
Yeah,
so more important, like, if you wanna like, if someone's doing something, r write the email, delete it
yeah,
after, don't send it, but write it out, like, the full thing that you
get
wanna
it
say.
out.
It's not low vibe or it's not unhealed or bad. Um, my other thing that I like to do is I'm gonna put on music in the kitchen and I'm gonna phantom box.
Yeah,
Literally, like like, it feels so good to just imagine yourself repeatedly punching someone in the face.
yeah,
That's good. Like, we're not actually doing it, you
yeah,
know? Um, obviously do it alone. You're not gonna do this in front of the person. Like, that's abuse. But, but 100% to your point, I think, what I don't want is to have that anger and resentment bubble in my body and then me explode and spill over onto someone else.
yeah,
I don't want that. It feels awful when I'm, like a jerk to my husband
yeah,
or my mom, or if I get to a point of, like, dysregulation, I yell at my kids.
yeah,
That is the worst feeling. I hate that feeling. No one wants to feel that way. It is completely understandable how we get there, but
mhm,
it is avoidable. So I think if you're someone who struggles like with the mom rage thing or rage in any component, like that's fine.
yeah,
You're not a bad person. It's not like you have this mean personality type. That's not true. What's true is that you're someone who's dealing with dysregulation,
yeah,
and that there's things that you can do before you get to the exploding point.
yeah,
So if you picture it like a cup, you know? Don't wait till it's full and like overflowing and spilling out on people. Like if you start to notice that like, oh, I'm like noticing the tension in my body that happens or the thought patterns because every time you're, getting closer and closer to outside of your window of tolerance, if we want to go to therapist speak, or outside of like the dysregulation of you just feeling good, fun,
Yeah.
um, you'll notice different thoughts.
Yeah.
And they're usually like very victim-y.
Hmm.
This person does this. They'd always do that. Like whatever the thoughts are that come
Yeah.
in your mind. Like there's so many jokes on TikTok about the mom like rage vacuuming and being like, I'm throwing everything in this house out. Nobody ever helps me. Like it's always the same script, right? So if you notice that script happening in your mind, like
Good.
it's not, you just dysregulate. It's okay.
Yeah.
And like go phantom box.
Yeah. I love that.
Go in the bathroom, lock the door, and just be like,
So good for the
it actually works.
it does work. I love that. I haven't tried that yet, but I will. But I had like before we moved to Houston, we had a pool in Miami at our house in Miami. And I had like a pool noodle that I would just go take and just start like whacking the
Yeah.
ground, the fence, the tree, like whatever
Yeah.
it was.
I
Like,
love that.
oh, that felt so good.
Yeah,
Um,
it feels good. And like, if you see, I think online people see a lot of like somatic practice. If you feel anger, push on the wall. I need more. Like I want to crush stuff.
yeah.
I want to get into an
Yeah.
actual
Sometimes
truck
that
and
helps,
like
but
run something
sometimes
over.
I need
Yeah,
more.
it's never worked for me. So I think the thing that I'll say is like in this world, everybody's body's so different. So if something's like isn't landing for you, like just do what feels good for you.
100%. Can we talk about this as it relates to our kids? Because I think where we started was like, we're just so conditioned to hold all of that in. And then, I mean, it's not comfortable to listen to our kids have a temper tantrum and be angry either, right? So, like, I get it. And how can we teach them to be angry in a way that is not harmful to themselves or others and doesn't encourage them to like suppress and not even just anger, but maybe like all of those big emotions?
Yeah, any of them. Showing them.
Yeah.
That's like step 1.
Yeah.
It is like really annoying, but we can't teach someone something if we don't do it
Our
ourselves.
kids
Like,
are smarter than that too, right?
yeah,
They won't buy
yeah,
it.
and like we were kids once, like,
Yeah.
you figure out your parents pretty fast.
Yep.
And then you see the discrepancies of being like, well, you've actually never said please or thank you to me. So, and that's like,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think it's more of like a philosophy of like, you have to, if you want your kids to be respectful to you, you have to be respectful to them.
Yep.
It is just like, unfortunately, that's the way it will work because kids are growing up. Like they want to be treated right. And it doesn't mean parentifying them, but like you want to have a like connection with them.
Yes.
Like be friends. I don't know, like be a unit together.
Yeah.
um, and that's not to say that you're not the leader and yada yada, but like you got to show them.
100%.
I'm very vocal with my kids. Like I'm feeling so frustrated right now.
Yep.
Let's go punch some pillows.
Same.
They love that.
Yeah.
Throw some stuffed animals.
Yes.
Chuck them against the wall.
Yep.
And my kids know like we've got the script at home. Like not the script that we say whatever, but like it's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to hit each other. Like we don't hit each other in this house. Like we've got a lot of rules, but we are very permissive of feelings. Like it's okay to have a feeling. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel shame.
Yeah.
Um, but there's a way we want to help them develop enough space
Hmm.
between having that emotion come up, and then making the choice as to what they're going to do with it. And also understanding that they don't have developed brains.
Yeah.
They don't have a prefrontal cortex. So, like, that space for a 2-year-old is quite literally impossible.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
My son has hit me, I don't know, like 100 times
Yeah.
in the last 2 weeks. And he just started hitting. And you can see it in his brain. Like, and then you can see him afterward. He's like, whoa, I didn't want to do that. Like, I like this lady.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care. Like, it doesn't hurt. It's not disrespectful to me because I understand that he has a developing brain and that he just feels frustrated about not being able to run around the house with scissors.
That's
You
so.
know what? And that doesn't make sense to me. But I got to respect him and his little being and having a little experience in the world.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is like so freeing, probably for so many people who are listening right now who have young kids, right? And they're like frustrated by their kids' inability to have self-control or have that pause, right, between like stimulus
They
and
won't until they're 25.
they won't. Yeah. So let that just be normal and okay, and not say anything about you as a parent. Um, and I think there's still so much teaching we can do in like how we respond to that, right? It's like your 2-year-old hits you and then he's like, oh my gosh, I do like this lady. What happened? Like, I think we can be really quick to get offended, jump into shame, like whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And we don't realize that we're actually like perpetuating what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's you if you're the primary caregiver, so the person that your kids come to, like, for everything all the time,
Yeah.
you are the thermometer for their nervous system.
Yeah.
So if you wake up and you're like, "Oh, I gotta get all this stuff done," like, you will notice that your kids are like, "Let's hit a lot and fight a lot today."
Yeah.
And it's because they're reading off of you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if we have the research yet to show this, but any mom will probably nod along while I say this, that your nervous system is interconnected with your kid's nervous system.
Yeah.
I can feel their nervous system and they can feel mine.
Yeah.
So if I can get the horse in front of the cart or whatever, all I have to do to really lower a lot of that stuff in my house is just work on myself.
Yep.
Like,
It's
it literally is just work on myself, and that takes care of, like, 80%.
100.
And then the other 20% is just them being kids. Like, I feel like along with the parenting class where you have to learn how to do a diaper and whatever you learn there, we should also learn about basic children physiology, because a lot of people don't understand how kids develop
Yeah.
and don't understand what's physiologically normal.
Yeah.
They are designed to wake up frequently. That is good for their physiology.
Yeah.
They are designed to want to be close to you. That signals safety to them. It's important for them in their development. So I think like just learning about babies and children and just what is possible for them.
Yeah.
What are they capable of? We don't have to get angry at our kid if they don't want to share, if their brain hasn't developed the ability to even understand what sharing is yet.
Yeah.
That's confusing. So I think, yeah, it's a great place to start, like with just knowledge and being like, oh my God, I'm asking them to do something that they like literally can't do.
Yeah. That's such a good reminder. One about our expectations, and two, like what's developmentally appropriate and not taking it so personally or being offended by it or throwing it out of proportion. And then three, I think of moments where I've modeled, or maybe it was actually more uncomfortable for me to like cry in front of my kids. Like everything wanted to just like they walk into a room, right? And I'm crying and I just want to like wipe my tears and
Yeah.
pretend
Yeah.
I'm okay. And then they come ask me like, Mom, what's wrong? And I just think of like there were definitely before I learned about this work, there were so many times where I did that and I just like wiped my tears and I'm like, not, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I just whatever. And that I was actually showing and modeling like some sort of dissonance between what they were seeing and then the words I was telling them, right? Which is, I think, also teaching them that they can't trust what they're perceiving and then their own emotions. And then, second, I was really robbing them of an opportunity to grow in compassion, right? Like just sitting next to someone who's in pain or uncomfortable without feeling the need to fix it. Because I think that is something I'll speak for myself and a lot of the people I work with, like it's just lacking. Like for so long, I was so uncomfortable around people who were quote unquote emotional. And then the minute it came up, I was like, I have to fix this for them. And I don't want my kids to repeat that pattern.
Oh, yeah. It's like it's so funny to me because I have toddlers and they do have meltdowns.
Yeah.
And it's you can basically see almost immediately who has any semblance of emotional intelligence. And I
Mm.
don't mean that derogatory.
Like the other
Like,
kids around them, you mean? Or what do you
no, just the people like
adults?
adults.
Okay.
What's the word I'm looking for? The humans. The grown humans.
Wow.
But it's interesting because like what is emotional intelligence really? It's
Mm.
just like knowing what emotion you're having and being okay with someone else having an emotion.
Wow.
That's it. Like that's the whole thing. And if people were able to do that, their lives and the whole world would be a lot better. We would have less war. We had less genocide. We would, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
almost all bad things stem from people not being not understanding their own
Yeah.
emotions and trauma. But you have a kid break down, you got people right away who will be like, well, I gotta go do like they can't even be around it at all. They're like, this is bad.
Yeah.
It is bad to cry. And it is like, it's horrible. I mean, going into the male loneliness epidemic,
Yeah.
at its core, that is a lack of emotional intelligence in men.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's the whole root of the entire problem of 75% of our suicides being men.
Wow.
There was a study or like a survey done in 2024 where they asked men between the ages of 19 and 24 if they feel like anyone truly knows them, and 2/3 said no.
Wow.
So if you don't have emotional intelligence, it's going to drive loneliness, right? Because you're not going to be able to connect with another human being.
Yeah.
And obviously with that comes all sorts of awful things. So it's so it's such a simple fix to be like, okay, now I'm going to start crying. I'm going to start feeling all the things. But when you're faced with it, and I'm sure, Michelle, you've experienced this, it's hard.
Yeah, it is.
So it's a simple fix, but it's also hard because we have to go into, for me, one of the first times I cried in years and years and years was grieving my brother. And I remember being like, I don't want to feel that pain. That's so painful. But also at the same time, he already died.
Yeah. Wow.
You're not going to die again.
Mm.
Like that was the painful part. But like each grief healing felt moment beyond that won't feel as bad as the original event.
Mm.
And that's really helped me. And just being like, I'm not going to kill him again by crying. So I may as well feel it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Wow. As you were sharing that, I was reminded of this quote, and I don't know who said it, but the quote is that all fear is a fear of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I shared that with my husband, and then we talked about that for like 2 weeks straight because it was so fascinating. Like every fear that we have is a fear of feeling something that we don't want to feel.
100%. Whenever I encounter people who struggle with perfectionism or struggle with procrastinating,
Mm.
I'm always like, what's the feeling? What is the feeling you don't want to feel?
Mm.
And there's always one feeling, right? I don't want to feel not good enough. I don't want to feel shame.
Yeah.
I don't want to, whatever. It's usually shame.
Agreed. Yeah. Wow.
And when we break it down so simply like that, it's so freeing.
Yeah. Yep. It's kind of like what we were talking about on your show where it can be so uncomfortable and it can be safe all at the same time, right? And just a continuous reminder of that to ourselves. Um I don't think it's switching gears, but I do want to talk about breath a little bit. Because I think for a lot of people that are like, okay, I'm kind of getting why I should start to feel some of these things, but like, how do I? It's like the pressure cooker, right? It's like, I'm not ready to just like flip the lid on this thing and explode. But how can I like start to feel some of this stuff in a way that is safe and I know is good for my body? And I think breath can be a really powerful like gateway to that. Can you just talk about that a little bit? And then,
Yeah. Yeah. It's such an easy tool.
yeah,
So I would like to describe that breath work is using breath to just change your physiological state.
yeah,
That's it. So breathing day to day, because you don't have the intention, or at least the conscious intentions of doing that, it's not breath work.
mm-hmm,
Breath work is when you consciously choose to breathe differently in order to change your physiological state. And this could mean putting yourself into a sympathetic state or a parasympathetic state, or trying to change your lung capacity, or trying to change your base oxygen level in your body, whatever. You can get really nerded out with it, biohacking out with it. But just at the basic level, it is a remote control for your nervous system.
yeah,
It is the built in physiological remote control. So there's no person on this planet where if I had them start to take long exhales, there's no person on this planet
yeah,
that would not start to relax.
yeah,
It is built in. So every time you exhale, your heart rate goes down for that short period of time and your HRV goes up. Every time you inhale, your HRV goes down and then your heart rate goes up. So it is modulating your nervous system all the time.
yeah,
This is why I love it so much, because there isn't a person on this planet breathwork won't work for.
mm-hmm,
There might be a breathwork technique that won't work for you, but they're all breathwork. No, breathwork will work for you. So, say you're someone who feels really stuck. You're like, I know I got stuff in there, but like, I don't know how to let it out.
Yeah.
Like my dog currently, he knows how to let it out. What I would say is there's two paths that you can take. There's the parasympathetic path. So, say you're someone who struggles with being a perfectionist or procrastinating, and there's something that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And it's could be something small like checking your banking app,
Mhm.
or it could be something like completing something. Like you've been working on your website for 3 years and your friends are like, publish it. Slow down your breathing.
Yeah.
Signal to yourself that you're safe. Really signal to yourself that, like, this is a safe thing to do. Do it before, do it as you press publish or look at the thing, and do it after.
Yeah.
You have to go through that kind of event, that little edge, but you have the conscious choice to keep yourself as much in a parasympathetic state as you possibly can during the
Yeah.
hard thing. And shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Like, we know when you have a panic attack, we don't say like, just stop thinking bad thoughts. We say, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And it's because it's what resets your entire nervous system. On the other route, if you were like really congested with emotions like I was,
Mhm.
sympathetic breathing could be amazing. There's so many different theories as to why this works. One of them is called the exhaustion theory. It's a really intense way to breathe,
Mhm.
but you can really exhaust yourself to the point where your walls just kind of come down.
Wow.
If anybody's been like a runner or done spin or anything hard physically, you find yourself just being a little like the veil between you and your emotions is quite thin.
Yeah.
That can be because you're having so much sensory input, even at concerts,
Mhm.
that the veil is just kind of becoming thin. You can access those things. Art is amazing, music, books, film. I think Aristotle was onto something with catharsis. It is really amazing to experience art and have someone evoke an emotion in you that is cathartic.
Yeah.
Um, so these are just some of the tools that you people can use to kind of get past that block of being like, I don't know how to feel this or I don't know how to do this, and just confront that emotion.
that's that's so helpful. She just muted her mic because her dogs are going and now we're laughing and you can't hear her. I appreciate this so much. I appreciate your teaching and I just appreciate your realness because I was telling her today's my kid's first day of school. And usually I'm the one always muting my mic because they're coming in and asking me for snacks or the dogs are like clawing at my door because they need something. Real life, real life. Yeah, so that's so helpful, and I think to understand that it's a tool, right? And it's one of the like it's something in our body that we actually have an ability to do unconsciously without being aware of it, and we also have the ability to consciously alter and adjust how we breathe, with a goal in mind, and understanding that whether we do need to upregulate or downregulate or whatever we're needing in the moment, our breath is there with us. And like a lot of the other tools that I know you guys find helpful too. Um, this is not something that has to be like a 45-minute morning routine, right? Can you like talk to us a little bit about that? And even like to the extent you find it helpful for people, maybe even teach a little bit or like walk us through something that would be awesome.
100%. I have two toddlers and a puppy. I'm not sitting down and doing long breath work. I don't think that you have to. I couldn't tell you the last time I did a like really extended long breath work, like maybe 20 minutes. So, breath work, like mindfulness or meditation, is something you can weave within your day.
Yeah.
I do breath work while I'm driving. Obviously, not the kind like really intense, but I'm trying to practice. Can I slow down my breathing,
Wow. slow
slow down my body, right? I
Mhm.
don't teach techniques because if I tell you do square breathing of 4 seconds, 4 seconds, that's going to be really different to a 200-pound man to a 100-pound woman,
Okay.
right? Like we have different body sizes, different lung capacities. So what feels good for me and my body might not feel good for you.
Mhm.
So I always tell people, and this goes back to like one of the core truths of healing is like you have to figure out what works good for you.
Yeah.
We can't be working off the prescriptions of someone else. So play around with it. We've only got 4 things to do when we're breathing. Inhale, exhale, hold on top, hold on the bottom. That's it. That's the whole formula. Um, you can like plug nostrils and do alternate nostril breathing, but play around with it and see, how does it feel when I do this? And just find something that works for you. You can play music and start breathing to the music slowly, but just anything that you can do throughout the day. I do my breath work while I'm curling my hair because
Okay.
you have to hold it there for 10
Yeah.
seconds. So I'm going to do a 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale. Like, find those micro moments
So good.
where you can do it. I mean, driving, getting ready for the day, doing the dishes, the like mundane moments of life are moments where we can tap into, I think, the best parts of, like, they are the best parts of life, right? Like, it's the moment where you could tap into a feeling of gratitude,
Yeah.
a feeling of calm.
Yeah.
And yeah, 80% of our life is just the day in, day out. So you may as well make it healing and good.
So good. My husband's grandfather used to say life is a collection of Tuesdays. And I feel like it's
Yes.
those Tuesday moments. It's like, it's just the day to day. And what I love so much about one, how practical this is, right? Like anybody can do this. And what I notice myself when I have like little pockets like that where I'm going to focus on my breath is that's usually the same time of day and the only time of day where I also notice the other things, right? Oh wow, I also noticed that my shoulders have been like up by my ears all morning. Or like, wow, I've had to go to the bathroom for, 2 hours, but I've been like stuck in this project and haven't listened to my body, or I've been hungry and I haven't eaten yet today, or my jaw's been clenched as I've like responded to this email. And then the minute I just like, I'm like focus on my breath for a couple minutes, it's like all of that stuff comes into my awareness for the first time too. So good.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Just now a toddler has joined the dog. So just want to warn you guys.
Perfect. Um, for all the other toddler mamas and women listening who have all the things going on and can so appreciate this, and really do want to explore more, like the people that are listening care about their nervous system, they're like learning and they want more tools and they want to teach them
It's the
how to
basis of
sit.
everything. Like,
Yeah.
anything that you want, like, is based in the nervous system. It's how, I mean, not to get like too manifesty about it, but if you want basically anything, like, it's going to start with the nervous system first.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. How can they connect with you? Where are you hanging out? How can they keep learning? We mentioned the podcast and the book, but tell us all the
Yes.
things.
Okay. There's so many places. Wow.
So many things.
So there's my book, How to Cry. That came out. You can find it on Amazon or online where you buy books. You could go to our website, which is beingmethod.ca. We have an app there, and you can hop in there. There's totally free modules. So you could do our emotional clearing breathwork for free. We certify people in breathwork. We're one of those most science-based breathwork certifications. And my Instagram is probably the top social media that people follow me on, but I also have TikTok. Being Method or Being Method Breathwork is where you'll find me there. Or you could just come over to my house and yell. Everybody, that's
You're so
that's the vibe here.
You'll hear the dogs as you like come on her street, and then you'll be like, "That's the house."
Yeah, just follow the sound of
Or no.
screaming and dogs barking, and you'll find me.
So good. Oh man. Thank you. Thanks for sharing all this. Thanks for the work that you're doing. You've shared your mission, like your why behind why you're doing this. And I'm just so grateful for people like you who can um experience some pretty awful things and then change them, for yourself personally and then for so many other people for good. So really grateful for you and the work that you're doing, and thanks for being here with us.
Thank you. I'm gonna go hold space for a toddler having a meltdown.